Okay, so this is a video for the buyer of my H&S Evolution CR Plus 2. So what I'm doing here is just giving this a final strip down and clean, and I'm just making sure that all the areas and everything are in tip-top condition. So I've just given this a clean. I've got some cellulose thinner here. Being careful, if you use the cellulose thinner, don't use it on these rubber O-rings because it might eat through them. So that piece is clean. In here I've got the nozzle, which has a hard solvent-proof seal on, so we've not got any problem there. Just been giving that a swill round. Check the end of the nozzle. That's round. We've got no splits and no kinks that I can see there. So I mean, I don't know if you can get that on there, but it looks fine. So from there we're now going to check that there's no paint left in the nozzle with this reamer. We've got a tiny little bit. It doesn't look to be too much in there. It is clear all the way through, but I think there might be a few flakes that were a bit stubborn on the side. There we go. Just keep giving that. And then another swill in there. Out again. And in again with the there's nothing coming out now, so really not seeing anything else. Leave that, just get a cotton bud on the end there just to give the whole nozzle tip a clean. As you can see, nothing coming off it. Squeaky clean even. A little bit of dirt on the recess in the end. Just a little, there's a little something in there still, just a tiny little speck on. Yeah, I see it. There's a tiny little bit of acrylic paint sort of worked its way loose off the side. Right, so that's spotless now. That's going back in the nozzle cap. Let me just lift the camera up a little bit so we can, it's going back in there like that. Next I'm just going to check the needle. Get a little bit of thinners on the end of this and just brush any debris off the, got a tiny fleck of paint just there, that needs to come off. There we go. It's clean as a whistle. Just bin that one, get a fresh one out to dry it. Now I'm going to check the tip to make sure the tip is not kinked or bent. Make sure there's no hook on the end. And no, there's no hook or bend in that, if you can see it. And the needle's in good condition, it's not bent at all halfway along, so that's good to go. Now we're going to check the body. New cotton bud. Now if there is any dirt, it will be in here. I would expect it to pick something up from this bit, because I only used a conventional, I only used a conventional cleaner quickly last time, but as I said in the auction, it would be cleaned out thoroughly, which is what I'm doing now. I'm just showing you so you can see what condition it's in. Just going to clean up around the threads. And that's a solvent proof seal in there as well. And the top, it's a bit dirty there, I must admit. But you'll get, see, if I'd have gone through this with just a Vallejo airbrush cleaner, it would have come back crystal clean. It would have, there would have been no dirt at all. But because I am using cellulose thinners here, it will pick up every tiny speck of dirt. Having said that, it's probably not wise to continually clean your airbrush with cellulose thinners. See, there's hardly anything coming off that now. Go at the front, there will be some stuff at the front, but it's virtually impossible to get it all off there 100%. There, and then I'm going to check up the body. You can see all the way through the body, and I can see the sides of the barrel inside, they're smooth. I can't see any attached paint flecks. Now the airbrush that you've got comes with a pack of seals. It has a complete seal set, so if this seal went here, for example, you could replace it. If the seal went in here, you could replace it. Now there's only two missing, and that's because I've literally just replaced them because I thought they were going a bit. So the two that have been replaced, for your information, are the O-ring on this front pinch tip, and if you dismantle this air valve here, which is quite difficult, you'll need a cloth and something to grip it with, so that you don't damage it. There is a slight mark where that I've just noticed where the first time I tried to take this off, it got caught, the cloth slipped and it got caught on the corner of the vise, so there's a slight scratch there, but anyway, in there's a little white PTFE seal on the top that has also been replaced. These very rarely go. I just replaced it because I'd stripped it all down, and it was I just felt that it was time to replace it, but very rarely should that go. Right, so the barrel's good. We're just going to give that a clean down, make sure that nice and clean in there. It's a great airbrush, this. Let's put that back on. Now, a couple of tips. If ever you get air bubbles coming out of your cup, just pinch that up a little bit at the front there and that should stop it. It just means that you haven't got your front nozzle on tight enough and there's air leaking in, or the seal's gone. So that's that done, that's that done. Let's just clean the sides here. There we go. Let's just give this a bit of a dunk as well, just to make sure it's all clean. This is the handle. Agitate that about a bit. We've got a bit of muck on the base of that. That's nice and clean now. So then let's put the trigger back in. Make sure it's facing the right way. Make sure it seats in properly on the spring mechanism. That might need loosening off a tiny bit. If you find the spring tension too much or too great, there's a little screw just down here. You could just slacken it off or tighten it up. That's totally up to you. Slacken that off a bit. Just quickly push this back. Looks to be clean. It's okay. I don't need to dismantle this section, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So when it comes to this section, position that, I'll find it easier to pull this part back and grip it, and then screw this part in until you get going. And then there you have it. When you push the needle in, you can just push that in from the rear instead of the front. And on this occasion I'm going to do with there it is. So I'm going to lubricate the needle a little bit. This is Super Lube from Iwata. And I'm just going to pop that in. We've got a nice generous amount on here and there. Just smear that down the top area there. That should be enough. The needle's going to go into the rear of the gun, guide it in gently. Just push it down till it's stops, don't try and push it any further, just gently to a stop, and then just nip that up like that. That's all you need to do with that. Check your mechanism's working fine, which it is. Rear barrel on, and then we'll give the whole thing a nice wipe down. Lovely airbrush with the two-tone gold and chrome, and it's got Evolution written on the side there, and then on the other side we've just got made in Germany by H&S Evolution and a number. This is number 3567. Don't know if you can see that on there. 3567. That should be the brush you have now. It's clean. Now then, we'll just check inside the colour cup, and they don't look too, it doesn't look too bad actually, so give it a bit of a wipe over, give it a bit of a clean. And then place that on. Be very careful you don't cross thread it, because that would pretty much ruin the airbrush, I would think. And then that's going to go in its case nice and snug there. We'll check the large colour cup with the lid. Oh, I mustn't forget to put the lid on the small colour cup. So there's a few scratches in the cup, but that's just general wear and tear. You can't see any brass or anything through there. It's really is. There's no nickel on this, so it's not. You won't get any allergy problems from it that you get with the other nickel brushes. And we put that in there. Now then, this also comes with a second needle, which needle and a second pinch tip and nozzle. I believe the one that I've got in there is a 0.2. This is a 0.4. We're just going to check that needle and nozzle setup. So again, quick clean. As a rule, I clean these before they get put away when they get swapped over, so I'm not really expecting to find too much on this. Check the needle for kinks, hooks, burrs. I can see nothing. So that's okay. Let me check the nozzle. Nozzle is clear. There's a little bit of flaking on the side. So let's just leave that in there for a second or two to swirl. I'll get them paint flecks out. It also came with a second pinch tip. The O-ring has not been replaced on this one. I don't think it requires replacing just yet. And these pinch tips do actually sort of come away from the needle nozzle cap, like so. You normally pay extra for these. They come with a standard cap and that as a rule, but you can pay extra and have the needle nozzle. I think that's about £30 on its own, and then the needles, I think the needles are about £10 to £12 for Harder and Steenbeck, or they might be 30. I know one's around 10 and one's around 29, so it's either the needle's dearer than the nozzle or the nozzle's dearer than the needle. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm not going to put lube on that one because I don't want the tube getting all smeared and picking up bits of grit and dirt. So that goes in there. This will be labelled correctly when you get it, 0.4 in here. That will be labelled correctly. Alright, let's take this out. Yeah, and then just dried up flakes coming out now. That one was actually dirtier than I thought. Right, so that will do for that. There's a tiny bit more cut now. Yeah, that's good. Right. So there we go, that's that in there, and then we'll pop that in there. So your nozzle's gone in, that's going to pop in there, cap on there, and then that will go in the front there. So you can see it. The other bits and pieces will be in with the bag. I may try and put the seals in on top of these. You can see if the case shuts. So that's the Evolution CR Plus. There will be an instruction booklet with it, which will be like this, and it has a sleeve as well. Nice tough box, and I hope it gives you many hours of enjoyment as it has me. It should be with you very soon. There you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.